Hello, everyone. This is Kerwin, and welcome to another episode of What's Happening in Travel with Kushro and Kerwin. Kushro is not here today. Well, first, my background image is Air France A350-900 that I had flown a few months ago from Paris to Houston, and in the background is an Avianca A320. I think that probably came up from I don't think it was Bogota. It might be Bogota, Houston, that Avianca flies through there. Okay, so what have we got for today? First story is there's a new airline called Corendon. Well, I shouldn't say new because they've been around for a little while. They're actually based in Turkey and they fly 737-800s. And what they've done, I think I might even have a max in there. What they've done is they're in the news, and they're in the news because they're launching an A350 from Amsterdam to where are they going? To Curacao. Kind of an odd route for an airline that's a Turkish airline, but like a lot of the carriers in the UK or in Europe do, they will create an entity in a different country so they can operate freely from that country. And so it's registered. The company Corendon is registered in the Netherlands, so they're flying from Amsterdam to Curacao on the A350. Now, why are they in the news? Because they have created a section of the airplane that's baby free. Uh, I think this is good. It's a great marketing angle, right? So it's a section of the plane that only has adults, and you have to be at least 16 to sit in that section. And guess what? You have to pay more to sit in that section. So, um, frankly, as far as I'm concerned, I don't mind babies on airplanes. I mean, they have to travel, and we're all babies at some point. And if we could cry like a baby, we would. We just don't when we have flight issues. So I'm neither here nor there. It's fine. If you want to pay more to sit in a section that's, I guess, has less noise, quote unquote, then that's totally fine. And if the airline comes up with a good idea like that or an idea like that, and you end up paying for it, then you're validating that that's something that you value. And if you value it and you'll pay for it, by all means, go for it. So, kudos to Corendon for doing that. I haven't flown Corendon yet. I do want to. I believe they also have it's like a 747 hotel at Schiphol. I think I saw a picture of it somewhere. So I probably need to go check that out at some point. Speaking of 747's hotel, there's another one. There's one in Sweden, Sweden, Arlanda. It's actually and it's you can book it. You can stay in the cockpit and the upstairs and the nose and things like that. So it's actually quite cool, but it's a hotel. Of course, it doesn't fly. So that's pretty cool. So that's the new news with Corendon, and then they start flying sometime in September or November. Is when they're gonna start flying. So they're at corendon.nl, and it's all in Dutch. So it's kind of I don't speak Dutch, so I can't translate, but they did issue a press release about it, so you can check that out. So that's our first story. So the next story we'll talk about Korean Air. In June, I think, of this year, Air New Zealand randomly were weighing some of their passengers when they boarded. It's all voluntary, and people were like up in arms about it. But the idea behind it was they wanted to update the data. Normally, I think the average each passenger at about, I think it's like 180 pounds or something like that. And they have like an average for the bags and things like that. This is what they use to do the weight imbalance, since you don't weigh every person who gets on the plane. The bags get weighed, at least the bags you put in the hold gets weighed, but the average passenger doesn't get weighed. And at least not for the larger planes. For the smaller ones, yes, you do the little Cessna, I think 402s, which is the little ones that runs in the Caribbean. When you check in, they do weigh. They're all like 9-seaters. fly around the Caribbean because it's necessary to weigh. They want to know exactly where the weight imbalance is so they can take off. People get a little bent out of shape about the weight, but it's not. They don't store it as part of your, I guess, as part of your record or anything like that. But they take it because they want to get the average weight of people, and then they're going to use all that data in coming up with better estimates for weight and balance purposes. So Korean Air is going to be doing that, and it's not required. If people want to do it, they can. So they're doing that, and so people are getting a little bent out of shape, but don't get bent out of shape. They just need the information for data so they can better do load planning and weight restrictions on, not weight restrictions, but better weight load management on flights. So it's a pretty short episode. We only have 2 items today, and that's all I got. I don't have any feedback items, but remember, if you have a question or comment, send them to feedback@passrider.com or go to passrider.com/WHIT to take a look at the information that we have out there for all these podcasts. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and have a good trip. We'll talk soon.